of ICR and Secretary Dear, Dr. Mangilal Jad, the Director of NAARM and the Deputy Director General, Dr. R.C. Agarwal, the honored guest today, Mr. Rajavelu, Dr. Janwal, Dr. Gopal Lal, Dr. Srinivasa Nivasa, Dr. Venkateshwarlu, Dr. Kondania, Dr. Praveen Rao, Dr. Anwar, Madam Kalpana Shastri, many faculty members, all those who have received their diploma today, and their proud parents, ladies and gentlemen. Any event has two sides. We were all very joyful earlier, and in 1 second we became sad. So a coin has both the sides. And therefore, I would like to also start today to remember our Bharat Ratna, Dr. M.S. Swaminathan, whose 100th year we are celebrating this year, and who had the vision to possibly create agriculture research service and institution like this, National Academy of Agriculture Research Management. I am really very happy to be here. Thank you, Dr. Agarwal, for having asked me to be the participant in this happy event. And it has also two issues of happiness. One is that now we have the new DG, young, dynamic, energetic, participating for the first time here, being also an ARS. And the ARS community, I think, is now providing leadership, so this institute should be proud of. Ayappan was the first from here, and then Dr. Mahapatra, then Dr. Pathak, and then him. So it is a proud moment for, I think, you as well as for the institute. And I also would like to remember today Dr. Norman Borlaug, who had told me when I asked him why the success of Green Revolution only in India and not in Africa, where you had been working for almost 20 years after we successfully attained it. And his reply was that beside, of course, policy support, the importance of institution and human resource. Without good institution, and he said institution like IRI I don't have in Africa, and human resource like Dr. Swaminathan I don't have in Africa to achieve. So you can understand the importance of institution and human resource. And once, while I was heading ICR, a delegation from Africa had come, from 7-8 countries, and at the end they met me and they visited various institutions, and I asked them, what is your impression about our institutions and what we can do for South-South cooperation? They said, all your institutions are doing great job, but what we want is collaboration with ICR for training our people at NAARM. You can imagine, because training the people for not only starting research but also managing at a later stage, which is very important. And therefore, I congratulate NAARM, Dr. Agarwal, and also Dr. Gopal Lal for all what this institution has done. Having said this, let me congratulate all the diploma awardees and also gold medalists. And I could see how cheerful you were when some of them were receiving gold medals. So we need to realize the importance of gold medal graduates. And everyone can become. It's not, if we have not got this time, probably we can get in whatever we initiate later. And from the industry side, Mr. Rajaveluji had very clearly indicated that success would depend if you first understand what you are doing, how much commitment you have, and whether you are having your heart for those for whom you are working, which means for farmers. We are happy that all the graduates of this course are getting placement, but I hope some of them are entrepreneurs at their own, not only again job seekers. Could some of you raise your hands who are entrepreneurs by yourself? Here is the challenge. We should not be proud that we have become well trained, and therefore this is important also, because what Dr. ML said was that we have to have Viksit Bharat, we have to go towards newer heights, we have to achieve. Having come from, during my time, my mother used to introduce me to those who come and ask when he was born. She didn't remember the year, but she would say he was born when there was Bengal famine. And I think Bengal famine, many of you may not be knowing, more than 3 million people had died, not because of disease, but because of lack of food. And food was also not less, but was not allowed to be distributed in eastern India. And the decision by that time by the British Prime Minister that let them die, but food must come to UK, made all that difference. And then we were told, begging bowl, when I was doing my PhD at IRI, and when seeds of Green Revolution were being sown, and I was lucky that time to have worked as a PhD student with Dr. Swaminathan, and Dr. Borlaug used to come, and we used to go to Jonti village and dibble the seeds, because this seed was not in larger quantity, and those had to be multiplied and given to the farmers. I must say that from there we have come to the stage of surplus, and not only surplus, to the stage of export. And now, since then, we are not looking back. It all happened because of good institutions in all fields, and that's how we created institutions in all sectors of agriculture. And we also are happy that now we have exports touching around 55 billion US dollar. Our Prime Minister has given a call for 5 trillion economy to become number 3 by 2030. Agriculture is contributing 55 billion. I have no doubt if this kind of structure and national agriculture research, education and extension system, which is unparalleled, we should really be proud of it. We don't see it in many of the developing countries, and many developed countries are also envious of it. So I have no doubt that we would be able to at least contribute to 1 trillion out of this 5 trillion economy. Having said this, and I don't want to take more time to tell that what we have done, where we have come, what we have achieved. Our food grain production, we have now buffer stock being maintained for last almost a decade, above 50 to 75 million tons, whereas we were importing, when I was PhD student, 10 million tons, and we didn't have money to buy it. So we have come a long way. But again, as the new DG said, time has come. It's not production, it's post-production. And it is value chain. And also when you produce, you have to provide technologies by which there can be resilience and efficiency in the system. There are innovations, and that's the another new paradigm which we see now, that agriculture research for development will not only help, unless it is agriculture research for innovation and development. So innovation becomes, and from private sector, Raja Veluji, Kondianiji sitting there, they would all say that what we need is new technologies, innovative ideas, and not only research papers, but the output of scientists to see that plight of those who look towards our support is improved. And our heart, therefore, should remain with farmers. And that's what Dr. Borlaug always used to say. No one will be able to accomplish in agriculture unless their heart is with the farmers and farming community. And when, during my time, I discussed with the industry people, leading industry people, that why our agriculture graduates you are not employing. Their response was that they are not exposed to the difficulties of rural India. And therefore, immediately we started a 6-month program called Rural Agriculture Work Experience in the final year of agriculture at the cost of ICR, which I think is still continuing. And in the final year, 6 months, the students have to go and be in the village and understand the difficulties and the problems. So, having said this, now issue is what next? And it's a very happy event that you have all been exposed and got opportunity to be trained at an institution with excellent facilities. During our times, we didn't have institutions like this. I wish we had. So, and we didn't have scenario of this kind, that we have enough of food Now, in horticulture, we are number 2 after Brazil, and in vegetable, we are number 2 after China. China has internal market, and India also has internal market, and luckily we are consuming almost 90 to 95 of it. But some of it is also wasted. We have to have technologies, but Brazil, with number 1 in fruit production, with very few population, if they cannot export, would not survive. And how they are surviving? Because of the best value products, export globally everywhere, and have to be worldly wise. And in that respect, I see tremendous opportunities. And opportunities, when we say we have to increase the income of the farmer or double it, how can you double it? Or when government is now laying emphasis on organic farming or natural farming, which means cut on use of costly inputs, whether it is pesticides, fertilizers, then what you require? You require then maybe if it is less of pesticides than biopesticides, and who is producing and how much is produced and where it is produced, where it is available. So when we worked on an annual requirement against pesticides, which we are using around 75,000 metric tons of equivalent, the availability of biofertilizers is not even more than 5%. So it's not a question of this versus that. Or when you come to say that we have to make it organic, so we are using almost 30 million tons of nutrients and PK today. How much you can replace? And I think Dr. Mangilal himself told me, being expert in agronomy and resource management, that combined, if we put all efforts together, it would not replace more than 5 million tons. So what would happen if we don't use? We were not using, then we were begging. And we are using, then we have now become at a level where we can think of either saving on use or, and when you see that way, even when people talk about use of pesticide, our use of pesticide is much less compared to globally. When you look at China or USA, and for that matter Brazil, those are in kilos, I mean more than 5 to 12 kilos. And our use is only 300 grams. But still, we need to provide technology to the farmer which is helpful, and for that we require inputs. We require to also save on water, so we have to go on micro irrigation. We have to also produce vertically. Land cannot be expanded, so we have to have the protected cultivation, and we have to have new technology for that. We have to have more efficient entrepreneurs, and those entrepreneurs who can make a success of it. And there are success examples, many of those. We have also printed from TAS as to how the even non-educated, people from village have succeeded, and some of them have got now Padam Shri over the last 3-4 years. So sky is the limit, and I come to the second part, and that is that when we had the Indian Science Congress organized, Prior to me was Dr. Mashelkar in Pune, and in 2000, and in 2001, January, in Delhi, Pusa Institute, by myself. We decided that let us, at that time the president was Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. And always the Science Congress used to be inaugurated by, now Indian Science Congress is closed, not happening for last 2-3 years, unfortunately. But it used to be inaugurated by Prime Minister, and that was our pride for national science system. But at that time we realized that President didn't have any role. So we thought, what can we do? So we started Youth Congress. And youth, because India has great strength compared to even China. China with a one-child policy per family has less children in the age group of 15 to 27 years. We have 400 million. Out of those 400 million, there are 200 million in the rural sector. But they do not know what to do. They have done school pass-outs. I go to my village and see them sitting either at the hotel outside, or they're talking to each other. What are you doing? Have you got education? They would say yes, graduation. Someone would say post-graduation. Someone would say school pass out. But then what are you doing? कहते सब काम ही नहीं है. I think it's a, and when you talk to farmers, when I was chairman of Haryana Farmers Commission, invited the progressive farmers and talked to them that what do you need? So their need was the two. One is, we don't want subsidy, sir. We want good knowledge around the new technologies and new agriculture. The secondary agriculture and specialty agriculture. और वो भी नॉलेज हमें सिर्फ क्या आप कह के नहीं बताइए, हमें दिखा दीजिए. Saying is believing, seeing is the believing. So show us the path, show us the way, and which are the institutions which we can be attached to get this kind of support. Institutions like this, where now you have facilities and also all kind of training and all kind of industry people coming and interacting with you, and incubator has been created of national or international standard. And the second thing they said was that can something be done by which our children can retain in agriculture? Because they are not interested in agriculture. So we don't see the continuation and future. So in that respect, when you start looking and we start thinking, Dr. Swaminathan and myself, we thought let there be a movement for motivating and attracting youth in agriculture. And how can you motivate them? Motivation, first education, second encouragement, institutional support, third the hand-holding, fourth mentorship, fifth linking them to the banking system for credit, and fifth linking them to market. And when we started having these kinds of debates for Maya at the national level, it was very exciting. The young people came with so many bright ideas, and the competitions when we had, it revealed that what they need is some kind of support, some kind of advice, some kind of guidance, some kind of support under social CSR, what you call social responsibility by the corporate sector, and even by the banks and NABARD and so on. And now today when you look for agriculture, you require the better expertise for technology transfer and better knowledge. And for knowledge, you have to have more competent people. Extension system in the government system has weakened, and especially it is there for crops but not for other sectors, whether it is fishery or whether animal husbandry. And I can tell you, we had recently a conference on dairy industry, future of dairy in India. We came to learn, which was not a kind of, that there are youth who are exporting now. What they are exporting? Goat milk and camel milk. There is hardly we are using, but they are exporting, they are finding niche for their products, and they are able to link. So you have to be globally wise, you have to link yourself with the market. Market survey should be the first. Second, where the raw products are available, and are they available in sufficient quantity? Now, even if it is biofertilizer, so which biofertilizers and where? So issues are there which can be done. Fertigation, if it is protected cultivation, solarization, it all needs a specialty and special technologies. And then my concept is that you don't be a job seeker but a job creator. And there are options for it, but one has to take a plunge, and one has to take risk. And that's why we don't want to take risk. We are happy we got 15 lakh, this person got, and 17 lakh or 30 lakhs. You will make yourself lakhs and lakhs and employ people, and then you will be able to, even simple, I mean, whether it is artificial insemination, whether it is testing of the soil. So many soil health cards have been given. But how good quality of testing is there? भाई आप अपना ब्लड टेस्ट कराते हो तो वो गवर्नमेंट के यहीं जाते हो क्या, बैंक में, हॉस्पिटल में? When you can get your blood test done from the private testing labs, why can't there be private labs for the soil testing and better advice to the farmer? Why can't there be better service provided to the farmer for pest control on custom hire basis? Why can't there be the custom hire system for providing the equipments and machinery? Farmer, the small farmers cannot buy, they cannot afford. But then who will do these? For these we will need agri-clinics. For these we will need the trained entrepreneurs in vocational areas. And we in Indian system have created beautiful universities and IRI and Central Agricultural Universities. They can be called or compared with Indian Institute of Technology in the technology side, IITs. But we have not created ITIs, Industrial Training Institutes, which means now we don't require for the future, for value addition, for post-harvest management, for reduction of losses, which also create the greenhouse gases and create problem for climate change. So what we now require is to see that we have a new breed of young scientists who can take this challenge, and Dr. Mangilal said our target should be Viksit Bharat. But for Viksit Bharat now we need a way forward. And in that way forward, I see great role of youth in India. And I have no doubt the kind of youth that we are producing now, only thing is their mindset has to be changed. Not only look for jobs. Good, they are getting jobs. Even I would say when I took agriculture, everybody laughed at me, why you have gone to agriculture, this is no subject, all go to engineering and medical. And I said, no, better I would, if I don't get anything, a better option, I will do agriculture at my own farm. Somehow luck didn't provide me that opportunity because my mother insisted I should go for higher and higher education. And I landed elsewhere, but who else will do it in a different way? And in that respect, we have to now see that in future we take care of our food security, nutritional security, and environmental security. I think I have already taken long. I can go on, but I would like to say that I always, being optimist, feel that now you are having a jumping board, and this jumping board, an opportunity, environment, which I wish we had during our time, it should provide you to think globally but act locally. And that local action is important. We go and see so many things outside and be happy when we come back, but we don't think of creating it. So when you see anything good, try to also imbibe it and try to replicate it and try to be helpful, not for yourself, but also for the society. With this, I would like to say my best wishes to all of you, to your parents. They should be very happy कि अब हमारा बच्चा लाखों कमाएगा. But they can also now earn crores, I can tell you. और उनको जरा और एनकरेज कीजिए कि अब तुम जो है नौकरी नहीं करोगे, तुम अपना धंधा शुरू करो, अच्छा धंधा शुरू करो, करोड़पति बनो. और वो भी एक हमारे लिए मैसेज होना चाहिए ऐसे ओकेजन पे. और बच्चों को भी सोचना चाहिए कि क्या मैं नौकरी करता रहूँगा, और कुछ देश के लिए रिक्वायरमेंट बहुत हैं, अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ आर एम्पल एंड वी कैन नॉट मीट दोज. सो चाहे ये प्लांटिंग मटीरियल ही हो हॉर्टिकल्चर में, नर्सरीज़ का, चाहे वो आपका ये अब ड्रोन्स का बात होती है, ड्रोन दीदी एंड सो ऑन, दे ऑफर लॉट ऑफ अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ and farmer doesn't know how to use, where to use, what to use, which pesticide to use, how much water to be used, and I do not know where do I get my soil properly tested, which is reliable test, and one can give me advice. And we definitely also would require at national level the reorientation of our policies, which should be science-based. I think ML, you had said yesterday in the academy that what we need is science-based policy orientation. which can, suppose if on my farm I have problem of gypsum and subsidy is for only NPK, then what do I do? But or my soil is acidic from the eastern India, so I need lime, I don't need NPK in that situation. So there are disconnects, so we need to also see that these subsidies become linked to incentives around good agronomic practices, which can help in bringing in resilience and also sustainability. And finally, I will end with that Dr. Swaminathan always had been talking that we have had green revolution, now we want evergreen revolution. So I think we are moving towards evergreen revolution, but for that we will require sustainable agriculture, we would require new agriculture, we will require new breeds of young people, and we would require to explore the markets. The Trumponomics is a creating problem now. Lastly, I would like to say that Trump has created the waves at a global level in markets, but we must look at what we should do. Even WTO is being blamed. WMO also has been blamed. The Paris Agreement is also being blamed. So you do have some of these policy leaders which can create a lot of tremors. But we need to have our policy directions correct and try to, even when WTO came, we started looking at how we can compete with the rest of the world in globalization in agriculture and have our products which are better. And we have done exceedingly well in many areas. So we have to, and I see no problem, even if USA takes our products or not, our quality has to be kept into consideration, and we have to explore markets, and enough markets are available even within Asia Pacific region. So thank you very much.